Right, welcome back to the third episode of the online trainer show. Fourth, is it? Fuck me. Fourth now, is it? I didn't know. It's been a while since we've done our last one, so apologies on that, guys. Me and Jack, we've just been busy and marrying up our times together. It's just been crazy, but we're back. We're going to be talking just a bit of an update today about where we're at, because it has been a fair few weeks since the last sort of show. And talking about coming out of our diet as well, what our plans will be in regards to what we do with our calories coming out of our diet, and what you guys should be doing if you're currently in a diet, and different strategies you can use as well. So, how you doing, Jack? What's occurring, mate?
Yeah, thanks for the intro, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm definitely in the depths of prep for sure. Like 100% feeling pretty fucking horrendous every day.
Yeah.
But since the last time we filmed, I think I've actually lost like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I remember chatting to you on here, and I remember saying that I was like one gym. I was like 156, 157.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mate, this morning I was 150.6.
Really?
So
wow.
yeah. So I've lost a lot of body fat in that period, which is obviously the goal. And but overall, I mean, I'm happy with how I'm looking from a physique standpoint. Definitely going to be lean enough for the qualifier.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. There's no doubt for the qualifier that I'll be in shape. Like, I haven't actually seen that many people at qualifiers. I don't think many people are going to be in the shape that I'm in at a qualifier, actually. Yeah. I really don't, because it's quite an early show as well, like July. It's not like a late September, is it? So I should be down to be super lean on stage, which is obviously the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. I've still got what's the date today? The 6th. So I've got 17 days, and I can make some good changes.
Make some good changes in that time.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I can drop another couple of pounds.
Yeah, easy.
Which will go from being like 95, like 90% shredded to like 98, 97% shredded, which will just... Because at the end of the day, guys, when you're on stage in a natural bodybuilding show, no matter how big you are, if you're in condition, judges aren't going to ignore the fact that you're in condition. This is just a fact. And if you pose well and display it well, you're like people just don't turn up in shape. And the thing about me, that yes, this is my first prep, and this is the first kind of the process I've gone through, but I don't see many people being in the shape I'm in at this stage, this far out on their first prep. I really don't. And I think I've done that. I've done extremely well there. But it hasn't been hard. I mean, it hasn't been easy, sorry. It's been fucking hard. I've had some days where I've just wanted to gouge my eyes out. My legs feel hollow from fucking upon wake. As soon as I get up, I'm like, okay, cool, right. You just crack on.
You just get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, and it really winds me up as well. A couple of things that have annoyed me recently is when people just aren't lean and they're saying they're dragging their feet. Man, just seriously sort it out. You're not even in shape. And I've got to the point as well. I'm sure you can probably tell by how I'm talking, as I'm quite kind of short in regards to like just kind of tolerance and patience, and it's just kind of like, no bullshit here now. I just say it how it is, exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And you'll get there, Jack, mate. When you're 2.5 weeks out, you'll be like kind of biting all day.
Little bit like it now, to be honest. Like
for sure.
Since 3 weeks ago, I've actually lost a fair bit. I think I've lost like nearly 7 pound, which is quite fast, like almost too fast in a way. So I spoke to Tom, and we just sort of agreed that we probably wouldn't pull food this week. We'd see what happens, level out, and then go from there. And we know that we're not going to be 100% on the money for the first show.
How long is it, Jack, again? How long?
First show it's 6 weeks Sunday, so technically 6.5 weeks. Or
the thing about you though is your quads are lean, your upper body's lean, but your glutes and hams aren't lean, are they?
Glutes and hams. They'll probably won't be, I guess, what they say in until like another, I'd say 7 or 8 pounds. Like they probably won't be really starting to show until like decent levels. Like my lower back's like this diced, like that. That's kind of done. Like the quads as well. Like you can see striations on them, and my upper I'm pretty happy with. It's just literally just your glutes and hamstrings, mate. They just hold on to a lot of fat.
For sure.
Always been the way for me, and like I think a lot of people is that they get really frustrated with certain things when they don't come, but quite often the last bit you lose in a contest prep or a diet is that bit that you're looking for. Like I'm pretty much certain that the next sort of 7-8 pounds to come off will be predominantly from my hamstrings and glutes.
Sure.
Obviously a little bit's going to come off the upper body and the back and stuff, but just based on what I can see and what I've experienced in the past, when it gets to the digging stage, which has been the last few weeks, I've like you said, dragging your feet, getting out of bed and feeling just fatigued immediately. That's when I know like things are starting to come into play. Like
absolutely,
so,
yeah.
I know I'll be lean enough for the qualifiers to qualify, possibly even win a qualifier. But
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
But for the finals, like finals will be crisp as I need, and obviously like I'm quite glad the way I've done it this year. So obviously between the qualifiers and the finals, there isn't much of a time gap. There's probably about 6 weeks, so that's a chance to get leaner and just kind of just go for it again. So like unlike last time where I got lean in May and then I had to wait till October. So you can imagine the muscle loss in that time. And
yeah, Jack, man, that's fucking stupid. In like looking back at that, if what you should have done is you should have actually come out of a deficit for like 8 weeks.
We did. So I actually did the first prep myself and I went to Tom and we reversed out. But as food actually went up, we still dropped body fat. And we kind of just maintained it for a very long period of time. And like strength was okay. But it's just one of these things, mate. You learn as each prep goes on. Like this time around, like definitely not doing that. I wanted to qualify near the finals so I could just kind of jump almost pretty much straight in a couple of weeks into it. So
that makes sense, man. And that's exactly the same as me, because I've got obviously the first show in 17 days, and then I've got the other one, which is like, I think, so that's the 22nd. So it's literally just under 4 weeks after.
It's the same one as me. It's the UK DFBA, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I've got that, and then the weekend, and then I've got literally, I think, 2-3 weeks again until the end to an MPA qualifier as well.
Are you doing Are you doing the Southern qualifier MPA? Yeah, that's the week after the UK DFBA.
What date's that?
It's the Saturday the 25th.
Okay, the week after. That's even fucking. I thought I was wrong there, actually. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
I just want to qualify for both of them, and then it's 2 months to the finals. So it's like it's 7 and 8 weeks. So like
bang on. So then I've got like 3 shows. I might even do I probably will do. I'm going to say as well. I'll probably do a UK BFF qualifier.
Yeah, you said
that. Just because stage time and why not?
Yeah.
And people who turn up to those shows don't even get lean anyway. So I might be able to do some damage there. You never know. Like a really shredded lightweight.
Imagine that, just winning a fucking untested show,
mate. Have you seen? I'm not slating the federation at all, but I'm not slating the competitors. But have you seen some of the people who actually do the shows?
Yeah, there's not much condition there because they can rely on the size kind of thing, can't they? So
yeah, but it just looks kind of goddamn horrendous.
Doesn't look great, does it?
No, it's not. It's not great. I'd be embarrassed getting on stage looking like that. In fact, I wouldn't even do it. So I'll be doing that. So potentially, there's a potential chance for like 4 British finals, which would be cool. Which would absolutely run my body into the ground.
Yeah, definitely. So in regards to food, when you finish these shows, because quite often, like I know AJ last year when he finished a few of his qualifiers, his food went up like quite a lot. Would you be planning on doing something like that, obviously with a counteract of possibly more expenditure to bring food up, or will you just kind of, I guess, maintain the kind of food that you're on, possibly drop more to get leaner? Because it's that thing when you're really, really lean, you can obviously manipulate food a lot in a way where if you add a little bit more in, sometimes it's actually not a bad thing in a way. So what would be your plans between now and the shows, and possibly when you finish your shows as well?
So the plan, I know exactly what I'm going to do in my head. So obviously pretty much when my glutes are top to toe striated, there's no fat on my hamstrings and glutes anywhere. Until that point, I'm going to just continue dieting and then be in a deficit of calories. And I'm not increasing food. Because I just don't see why you'd increase food when you've still got fat to come off. So that won't happen. Like when AJ did that, he was diced, and then he started increasing food. And I remember, because I was with him at the qualifiers. Every qualifier we did, he did the Midlands. He was obviously, he looked great, but he wasn't as lean as he could have been. Still won because he just got great shape. And then he got leaner for the next show, looked even better, won. Got leaner for the next show, looked even better and won. And then once he was absolutely inside out diced, then he started this reverse diet, which worked really well. So as soon as I'm absolutely shredded and emaciated and completely done with fat loss, then I will start reversing food up. But what you've got to remember for me, mate, and for you potentially, is that I can't be really increasing too much body weight because I can't be gaining loads of weight, even if it makes me look better and I'm still shredded. But if I have to weigh in on a day and I'm heavier than the class total, it's not going to work, is it?
No, yeah, so, you've got to be clever about it, haven't you? When you're on the brink, like, I guess for me, it's not too bad because I'm quite far away from 80 kilos. Like I'm gonna be a very light middleweight. There's no doubt about it. But
I'll be shredded then.
But I'm gonna be shredded, and I'll be able to get really, really full because I don't care about what my weigh-in will be because it doesn't matter as long as I'm looking full and shredded. That's the main thing. Obviously, with yourself, you've got that thing to worry about with your weight on the day, pushing it,
man.
Yeah, so
that's it. So the only thing I can do in it being real is just get absolutely shredded, which I will do. And when I'm absolutely shredded, I should be like 68 kilos now. So I mean, probably maximum maybe like 66, 65 will probably put me at just stupid peeled. And then from there, I can probably slowly increment food up whilst really monitoring body weight and just ensuring that I don't gain too much body weight, but the look progressively may be better, just from, hardening up, so to speak, and kind of almost like getting some potential metabolic potential as well coming out, trying to ramp up my metabolism a little bit, and just advancing that. So when I come out of it completely, I'm on a little bit more food. But my plans post show are not to get fat. I'm not actually there's no chance in me binging at all, because I've been doing a lot of kind of like reading on this and watching a lot of kind of listening a lot of podcasts. And the thing about post shows is when you've been dieting for so long, your hormones are suppressed. That is it.
They're fucked.
They are absolutely fucked. Yeah, like leptin, ghrelin are all out of whack. Yeah. All of these kind of hunger hormones, etc., are just fucked. So think about this. If you're post-show, done all your shows, if you binge and gain 20 pounds, you are still fucked. You have not recovered from a hormonal perspective from gaining 20 pounds of body fat. Yeah. No fucking chance. So why would you do that? Yes, in the moment you'll feel good because you're eating more, but if you gain 20 to 25 pounds of crap weight and you're still fucking fatigued because you haven't actually recovered. Yeah. So I'm going to utilize a really sensible reverse diet because no matter what you do post-show, yes, bringing carbohydrates up significantly will limit, obviously, diet fatigue for sure. But whatever you do post-show, you're going to feel fucked. So why would you gain loads of weight? Doesn't make sense to me because all you're going to do is, my two scenarios in my head are, you gain loads of weight, you still feel fucking awful, and you look worse, and you have a worse relationship with food, or you adhere to a decent reverse diet, you look better for longer, and you don't look, but you're still obviously in a fucked state. But when you come out of that state, because you haven't absolutely ruined your off season because you're not 60 pounds above. Yeah. So no matter what happens, guys, post show, if you gain loads of weight or if you don't, you're still going to be fatigued. It's not going to change. So just don't ruin your. I think your post show rebound.
I think people don't realise that when you come out of a diet when you're very lean, your hormone levels, they don't just come up straight away. Yeah, it's not something that you can just control and go, okay, I'm eating more now, hormones back to normal, here we go. Because the reality is, you're looking at, depending on how fast you do this, obviously, like with me, I'll tell you, like, I probably made a mistake with my post-show period last time. Like, I increased food way too slow. I stayed very food focused for probably 3 or 4 months because I was increasing at like 10 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat for
a week.
Yeah, it just wasn't fast, and now the more research we look into and the more we've seen, like I'm very big on the recovery diet by Eric Helms, and sort of the Team 3DMJ guys, like having a very large increase once you finish post show, so probably like 400-500 calories, and then looking to gain obviously a good sort of 4, 5, 6 pounds maybe, and then going from there and getting yourself out of that state where you are feeling just horrendous. Like there's no need to feel like that for a long period of time. So what you can then do from there is obviously then bring it up slow from that period, but having that initial bump in calories instead of like I did, like post show, 15 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat, and just prolonging the horrendous feeling and prolonging how long it might take for your hormones to get back to normal. Like it took me a good 3-4 months for like libido to come back.
It's pretty normal though, mate.
For food focus, it fucking sucked, to be fair.
It's pretty normal though, mate. It's probably like it's probably 6. Some people take 6 months to recover, man.
Yeah, it's
like,
obviously it's
reality of it.
It's all personal preference at the end of the day, but I think you can. There's ways that you can, I guess, not prolong it so much with how fast you bring your food up. But I think it's just doing it in a sensible way where you're not adding in 1,000 calories back into your diet and just blowing up like a balloon. So
sure.
You got to be sensible with it and just obviously monitor everything. You might find adding 400 calories back in does absolutely nothing for you. And you might find you need to add more food back in because you just suddenly become this bottomless pit. Because now you've got all this energy, you're burning your proteins.
For sure. So, mate, I think I could debate with you about this for fucking hours, man. Like, I could question different methods all the time, and I've been thinking a lot about it. But again, it's just down to an individual, how they want to approach this situation. Because, like you said, if you go up 500 calories, you don't feel good still, but you're gaining loads of weight. Like what's that doing? Like you're still feeling fucking awful. Yeah. So there's loads of ways you can look at it. There really is. There's a massive debate on it.
I think it depends.
Recovery diet, yeah.
How lean you want to stay, and how willing you are to stay in that kind of, I guess, feeling horrendous. Like how long are you willing to do that for? And obviously, I know doing it slow is probably going to maximize your chances of coming out and getting a more of a productive off season.
Absolutely.
But just from like previous experiences, I found like. I tend to get to certain body fat set points and keep that for a while, and that's when I stop to feel horrendous. So yeah, it's different for everyone, mate. And obviously, it sounds like you're going to do the reverse diet, which is slower. For me, I just probably won't do that. So it's just something that I've done in the past and I don't want to do again. So
yeah. When I say reverse diet, though, I won't be doing 5 grams.
No, don't do that.
Because the thing is, as well, is like, say if you do add in 500. Say if you add in 1,000 calories, and you gain, say over 4 weeks you gain 25 pounds. Just say you do. So you go from what's your predicted stage weight?
About 160.
Okay, 160. Say it's 160 pounds on stage. Your last show of the season, you go up to 185. Pretty out of shape at 185. Just an example. Say you're pretty out of shape, 185. Food focus is still high, and you gain that weight quick. The scope now to go up is less, right? So the scope in regards to how much body weight you can gain after that is going to be significantly less with a 25 pound increase. So for me, in my head, and what I'm thinking is, if I can try to keep the rate of gain as slow as possible, but obviously try to feel better as quick as possible as well, trying to do them both at the same time, which is what I'm going to try to do. The scope to push up in an off-season period will be higher, and I can gain weight back slower without me having to push up loads and then having to potentially pull back because I've just got way too fat. Because I don't want a mini cut. Like, I don't want a mini cut next year at all. Like, I don't want to. I'd like to see myself like on stage. My lightest body weight might be something stupid like 145, 146 pounds potentially. Like, I want to get up to maybe 200 pounds, but I'm talking about that's a year away. That is a year away. There's no way I want to do that in like 3 months.
Yeah, no
that would just be awful. I don't know if you saw did you see the photo I put up on Instagram?
I've seen that this morning, yeah.
Wow, holy shit, that was bad.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Like how to push yourself up. Like at the end of the day, there's all of the science-based stuff, and that's great, and it's nice to have a platform to go from. No doubt about it at all. But I think just anecdotally, like, I've obviously been in that place where I've brought myself out of shows. I now know what I think I'll probably react better to. So with you may react to something so much different to what the literature might say. So I think as long as you're doing what you can with regards to calories to get yourself feeling normal again as quickly as possible, that's the main thing. It doesn't matter what way you go about it.
Sure.
If you do it slowly and if you feel better as you add small foods back in, then absolutely fucking carry on.
Maybe you will, for sure. You don't know until you try.
This is the thing, like, no one's hormones are all the same. We're all gonna experience different levels of, like, coming out of a show, feeling better, feeling good about ourselves. So we kind of just have to judge it on that, and obviously as coaches, we can just make our best decision on what we do, and it's the same for clients as well. Like, I ask my clients, like, how are you feeling? Like, how is your hormones? Do you feel pretty bad? And like, I've had a client that's just finished a dieting phase, and he's feeling okay. So we're going to take a much slower approach. We're not going to rush it.
There we go.
There's no need to push food up stupid amounts when you finish the diet, because, like you said, you will probably end up just gaining unnecessary weight. And especially if this person is feeling okay, you can now push up slower. But on the other hand, someone the other week, he'd finished the diet and leptin levels were low. It was just like sort of just feeling horrendous, and libido was shite as well. So we took a bit of a faster approach, and gradually now, sort of 5 or 6 weeks, he's starting to feel a little bit more better. But his weight gain isn't fast. So it's just everyone is different, and I think the approach you take is just got to be suited to you as the individual, and just making sure you're monitoring stuff, like making sure you're monitoring your weight post show. If you want to go for meals out, do that. Like, I will be doing that. Yeah, don't stop yourself from going meals out because you don't have the macros for it. The reality is now you're in a gaining phase, and it doesn't matter too much, and that helps with the mindset of coming out of that prolonged diet. You've been tracking for what is probably close to a year. There's nothing wrong with now going out for the occasional meal out. Not the weekly cheat meal, but you can just go and have a meal out with friends, and that will be okay.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree, mate, with that. I just think that, I just honestly think the best way you could approach it, the absolute best way, in my opinion, and the stuff I've seen, is just for the 6 to 8 weeks post show, just be mindful, be careful. And when you're out of that, when you're past that, I think you're going to be in a great position. So just really trying, guys, if you're prepping, just after shows, just have some control, because honestly, I've seen, like, I don't think he'll mind me mentioning it. In fact, he really won't. My mate Robbie, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
Robbie,
I do, yeah.
He's an unreal guy. Love him. Fucking absolute legend. He's coming to the show as well. Can't wait to see him. But he was fucking diced. I was helping him a lot with, like, he was asking my opinion on how he looked pretty much daily going to the show, and he was sending me posing videos, and he looked great. But he binged post show, and I spoke to him the other day. He is not in a good place mentally from that. Like, Jack, when I say not in a good place, I mean really bad place. So guys, please, if you're prepping or you're getting really lean, don't binge. Just don't binge. Have the control. After 8 weeks, then you can probably be way more flexible, and you just haven't fucked it pretty much.
I think you got to look at it like this. You've dieted for probably 8-9 months. 8 weeks extra isn't a lot. It's really not a lot to add on, just to make sure you're setting yourself up for a good gaining phase.
That's it, man. That's it.
I think people just see the end of a diet as binge time. Let's eat. Let's just eat. Let's eat. But the reality is, it's not. It's a period where this is now critical, that you've got to be careful and bring food up to allow yourself to have that productive gaining phase, like we've mentioned. It's a difficult one, because now you've finished your shows. It's like, yes, I can go and eat everything. I can have 2 pints of Halo Top tonight. I can have 2 pints of Breyers. I can I can eat cakes, pastries, but it's just it's not the case. It's not the case. So.
Absolutely agree, man. So just guys, 8 weeks, just be really mindful after that. And then guys, when you're done, when you're past that period where you're out of that kind of danger zone, when your body's so receptive to getting fat, because it is receptive to getting fat post shows, then like, don't you worry, I'll be going out for all you can eat sushis post legs. I will be doing that 100% because that's what I want to do, but not 4 weeks or 1 week after, because that is fucking stupid. So please don't do that. please don't binge. God, you don't understand the impact it will have on your mental health as well.
Yeah.
Really don't. Like I did that before. Fuck.
I went on an all-inclusive last time I finished my first show. I put £10 on, but
that's a lot of weight, wow.
But when I came back, we was kind of, I guess, brought food up again, and then it did drop as we then went into the next kind of show. So yeah, you live and learn with different things, don't you? Like just don't be stupid. Like probably booking an all-inclusive after show isn't a good idea, but most people do it anyway because you want to go and chill for however many sort of weeks post-show because you've dieted for that long.
Yeah, for sure, Jack, man.
Even if you are going to go on holiday and you've booked these things, because that is usually what happens. People do these very long diets and then they go on holiday. They look great on holiday for approximately 3 days because after pancakes, Nutella, chips for breakfast, you start to look shit after about 3 days. Yeah, and then they come back and it's like, okay, now I've put about 10-12 pounds on and I've got to start again. So if you're gonna go on these holidays, just allow for the food that you're gonna eat. Like don't be a knob about it. Just make sure you're eating decent food on holiday. It's not hard to not eat cake every meal on holiday. Just pick the good foods. You've done it for so long, so be sensible and obviously still have fun. But yeah, it's my advice as well. If you're doing a qualifier and you're doing subsequent shows, don't book a holiday. Because that's just not smart. Like, come on, like really, like I'm not being funny, but guys, if you want to win, if you want to win some shows and do well, why are you booking a holiday? Like me and you haven't actually spoke that much recently because I think we've just both been really busy. But obviously, a lot of things have changed with me in my life, and we've spoke about that, haven't we? A lot. And one of the things is I can't be doing stuff like that immediately after my first show because, quite frankly, I want to do really well this year. So just book a holiday maybe for 3 months after you're out of that dangerous zone post-show. Absolutely book some holidays for sure. Crack on, enjoy, be sensible for sure. Don't just be an adult about it. Don't be stupid and think, right, well, I'm on holiday now. I'm going to just sit down and nail the buffet because, guys, it's just dumb. Like just use your brain a little bit, you know. Obviously, your brain's going to be telling you, wow, I'm hungry, but you know, yes, for sure, your brain says that. But guys, you're in complete control of what you do every day. Exactly. So
just have some self-control. And this comes with obviously getting up in the morning and doing your cardio. Like your body's telling you, Jack, just stay in bed. You're knackered. You could do with another 2 hours sleep. Yeah, I could do, but is that going to win me shows? No. So get up and get on with it. And just take control of yourself. So this is something that I've done this week as well. Don't let fatigue or your mental state control what you do physically.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Don't do it. Just at the end of the day, guys, you've got to be a little bit weird to want to do this, and you've also just got to, quite frankly, man up and get it done. Really, haven't you, Jack, mate? Like,
yeah, in a nutshell, that's it. I mean, I got to be honest. Walking around London the other day, I was dragging my feet. I was fucked. But you crack on, you drink a Monster, get some caffeine in you, and you just get on with your day. Like,
that's it, man.
You can still do these things, but it's deep in the head. It's deep in the head, isn't it? It's mindset. So
that is absolutely it, man. That is it. And there's nothing worse than just kind of like not. You know, like imagine getting on stage, and then you hit your front relax, and you know you're not as good as you could be, but then you think about why, and then you think all those times that you didn't do what you could have done. For me, that would upset me a lot. Luckily enough, I'm not that kind of person. I pour everything into everything I do, really do. So yeah, I mean, just work as hard as you can, guys. If this is your first prep, just pour everything into it. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but just crack on.
So just before we go, because I know you've got a time limit, mate. In terms of macros, when you come out of, or clients come out of diets, or you come out of shows, like, what do you do? Because for me, it's always the protein and carb increase. Like, the reason for the protein is for satiety. I think like it's nice to have extra protein because you're going to feel a lot fuller off of an extra 30 or 40 grams. And then it's obviously the carb increase as well for me. Like, obviously just try and get it as high as I can without like fucking up body fat levels and weighing scales and stuff. And then fat just stays pretty steady, because I think a lot of people think you need to bring fat up post show to start to get your hormones to feel normal again. But I think the reality is it's more body fat than it is the fat macro, which is really going to like help with feeling normal hormonally again. So what's your thoughts on that, mate?
Is this after like a one show and you're doing more shows, or after a complete?
Just after a complete diet, like when you're done.
Okay, fine. 100% would raise protein drastically. Why? Like you said, because of obviously the satiety benefits, and protein is the least likely macro to be stored as body fat.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of science and literature to suggest that. So protein will probably come higher. This off season, I'll probably run like really high protein actually, and then from there it will be carbohydrate increases for sure. I will increase in fats because I like having fats.
100%.
Yeah, like I like fats. I like things like salmons, which I like. We speak about them when we love salmon.
Salmon and cream cheese bagel. Ooh.
Yeah, lovely. Like I'll increase everything, but the initial bump will be a big protein increase, probably like, potentially like 50 to 60 grams of protein, and then some carbohydrates alongside, and just monitor training performance, weigh-ins. How do I look? Cool, increase. Just keep going like that. Yeah, simple.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's pretty much the same as what I would do.
Man.
Decent. So yeah, I know we got to wrap this up. Make sure you got to crack on. So if you've got anything else that you want to shout about before we go, or good?
I just want to say, obviously, if people are enjoying these, please share it on your story, guys. I know we haven't been doing as many as we were doing, but quite frankly, myself and Jack are busy people. We have a lot to do throughout the day, which people don't see though. People think that because we coach and I personal train as well, that people think we're just kind of like fucking around in front of a laptop. It doesn't work like that. It can work like that if you want to send over shitty plans and shitty quality feedback, but that's not what we're about. So thanks for obviously watching these. If you have any questions in regards to anything that we're doing currently, send Jack a DM. He will always respond, and so will I. Just don't ask us stupid questions about how many macros are that amount of rice, because it's just stupid. But like, come to our shows though. It's true though, isn't it, Jack? If anyone's interested in coming to any shows we're doing, please do. That'd be great. I've got loads of people, like I'm getting DMs of people that I don't even know telling me they've ordered tickets. I'm like, wow, holy shit, that's great. Yeah, like I know you're coming, aren't you, Jack?
Yeah, I'll be there, mate.
And I'll be at the same one with, obviously I'll be at Jack's qualifier, and then we'll be competing at the same show for quite a few other shows, hopefully.
Well, we're doing the UK DFBA and the MPA together, so
potentially 4 shows together this year if all goes well. Just it's been really cool, like sharing the process on the socials, and just want to continue to do so. Thanks for tuning in.
Need to hit that overall on stage, mate. Pose off.
That'd be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like I said to you, Jack, like winning a show, obviously I'm confident, and I'm what's the word? I am really confident in myself, but I don't like to say things.
Yeah, I don't like to say I'm going to win, because you don't know who's going to turn up. So
exactly. And the thing is though, I've sent some posing shots over to people who are really, really well established in the sport, and they said, "You're good. You can do well." And as long as I bring my best, I'm happy. And don't get me wrong, guys. I would love to win a show or place high, win some shows and place high at finals. Like that would be, that would mean everything to me. Like I would legit cry for sure if I win a show or do really well. I just would, because it means a lot. But you never know who's going to turn up. You could turn up, and there could be 3 people against you, and they could all be not in shape, and then it's game over when you hit front relaxed. Or you could be 5 people who turn up, and they're all in shape, but you're in shape too, and it's going to be a bit of a battle to see who's going to actually win. But who knows? As long as you bring your best on show day, Job done.
That's all you can do, mate. That's it. Exciting. I'm excited now. Just want to get on stage. Let's do it.
Man, me too. I'm counting down the days. I'm so fucking excited. I was sitting, like, I've got the BNBF poster up. Can you see that there?
So there it is.
There it is. Try and get the finger on it, yeah. I look at that. The first thing I look at is that when I get up, and I have on my background on my phone, which I'm going to change when I've done the other shows. Is also the BNBF poster. So I'll change it to the UK, the FBA after this one when that's done. And I'm just like constantly reminded. I've got great people around me who are helping me as well, like helping me train. Like I had massive shout out. You won't know him, but massive shout out to one of my mates, Musti. Came yesterday. I paid him, by the way, guys. I paid him for his time, and he came yesterday and he didn't rack any weights or unrack stuff. He just helped me train in regards to spoke to me, give me little cues like, come on, Jack, come on, Jack, come on, Jack. You want to be the best, right? All of this kind of shit, which just fires me up. So little things like that and having people around me like that, absolute game changer. So surround yourself with people who are like-minded. Like, of course, I've had to make sacrifices this year, big sacrifices, which I don't want to go into on chats. But just be around people who are gonna make you better. And yeah, I blabbed on a lot, Jack, there, mate. But yeah, I think people like that though. They like to hear exactly what's going through my head, instead of asking me how many grams of fucking carb killer bars I'm having per day.
Oh dear. Nice one. Right, guys, so we'll end that one there. Obviously, any topics you want us to discuss in the next show, just drop us a message, either Jack or me. Emails and our links are at the bottom of the show notes. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed that one, and we will see you very soon in the next one, hopefully before...
Next week we'll get another one, and we'll just, like today, we can just kind of, like, if you can commit to the time, we'll just be like, bang, done, every week. Yeah, and then I think people... And also, I think we should do one day out for me, and the same for you, which I think people will quite like.
Be on the podcast, that is.
Mate, I already look quite ill, don't I? I don't look that healthy. My face is completely changed. It's weird. Yeah.
Right, guys. Thank you very much for listening anyway. Take care, and we will see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.